said she my eye, but I don't know her. Had to look her up. I know that I'm rich, but I can help it. I'm hood as fuck. I've been on these bitches next so long, sometimes I fucking stuck. I can put you in my business. You might wish me dead tomorrow. Bitches be on today, sing every word up tomorrow. I still got cases open. Keep your mouth shut tomorrow. Play with me today, then get some sleep. You know it's up tomorrow. Fake, that's what my friend me. Both see, I think y'all should scissor. She bought a chain, I bought the same one, even bigger. She throwing shots, that's how I know I got a trigger. I don't speak dog hoe. I don't care what no say. I stay on her mind. I got condos in that head. She said she don't fuck with me. Who say that you can't hold? That munching, he gon' eat me like a mango. Long ass week, it be tickling my ass crack. Wonder what I do tomorrow that these hoes will be mad at. Oh yeah, it's sweet, and I always get my lick boo. I thought for my bitches and I'm fighting over dick too.
Can't say your name up in my songs, might not with you tomorrow. Can get my feelings hurt today, I won't give a tomorrow. Ain't the buy no credit score, I might be rich tomorrow. Every day the sun won't shine, but that's why I love tomorrow. Can't say your name up in my songs, might not you tomorrow. Can get my feelings hurt today, I won't give a tomorrow. With the buy no credit score, I might be rich tomorrow. Every day the sun won't shine, but that's why I love tomorrow. You would think I went to school for chiropractic. Looking good as hell today, just sent my five attachment. Why'd you come from me by the man? You back for that, come at me by niggas who I don't need.
Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? Get in here because it's Friday. And right about now on Fridays, we are talking Reasonable Doubt Season 3, Episode 1 and 2 today. Hit that like button, show us some love, get some commentary, let us know what you're thinking about it, and let us know what you're thinking about the episode so far. Bringing her out first because she was a guest here last time. You know, we were discussing, girl, I know you want this. We was getting real Charles. real Charles in the chat. I'm going to bring her out first. EJ, are you ready to get into all things Jax and Lewis?
Hey, y'all. Hey, yes, absolutely. These were two pretty good episodes. I'm excited about this combo.
Yeah, they were. And just shameless plug. If you haven't, please go and check us out discussing the latest season of Beauty and Black. It's a cackle. I've been back to see it several times. Last but not least, my girl is also in the back, my partner in crime. Are you ready to talk Reasonable Doubt?
You know what time it is. The people know what time it is. And yes, I am ready to talk their bad parenting. I'm ready to talk shower hump sessions. I'm ready to talk why the side piece writing that better than you did, Jax. I'm ready to talk about all these things like EJ. I like the first two episodes. I was here for much better than last season. We're in a whole new territory, and I'm ready to get into all the things.
Absolutely. Always great. Y'all remember to hit that like button as you are entering and leave your thoughts down below before you leave. Now let's go on and get here where we always start. EJ, I am going to come to you first. What were your overall thoughts of episode 1 and 2?
Yeah, I absolutely enjoyed both of the episodes. I thought we are off to a good start. We already got me intrigued about who that is at the very beginning, got some thoughts on who I think it could be. So I'm already intrigued about that. This client, I already know he trifling. So I'm already intrigued with that because he already about to work my nerves right from the jump. And I don't trust none of these people. So I think we're going to go on a whole good little mystery. So I'm excited. And Morris Chestnut was back, y'all. Corey. Yes. And Tommy was here. Imagine that.
Child. Wasn't it all ready for Tommy over here being Tommy? Ashley, what about you? What were your overall thoughts of episode 1 and 2?
So, again, if you go back to season 2 reviews, the live discussions, you'll know how I felt and where I was with Reasonable Doubt, but knew we were coming back to talk the new season. I'll say pacing and premise on point this season. They've always had beautiful gowns over here. The melanated people are melanating. The makeup, the wardrobe, the cinematography, the shots have always been cute, right? But now I finally feel like we're back to the recipe from season 1. I care about the premise. I like our cast so far. And I'm really intrigued about what's about to happen. And I like that right now there's no one Jax is thinking about committing adultery with. So I'm really ready for it. I enjoyed these first two episodes. I was set. I'm not mad.
Definitely said. Lawrence, I see your comments here below. I am not seeing you backstage for some reason. Maybe go out and come back in and I'll try to figure something out because I'm not seeing you here. But I hope you get in here quick enough. Overall thoughts, I enjoyed it. I'm always here for the music. I'm always here for the themes of Reasonable Doubt and the Jay-Z album and things and adjacent to Jay-Z. I'm always here. They do really well with the music selection. Like Ashley said, the chocolate, even, Lewis and his faux locks, they're gonna be lit very beautifully. Okay. They're gonna be lit well. I felt like last season we kind of lost our way, keeping us well invested in not just Jack's storyline, but also the case. We got a little weary with the case. I'm here. I'm set. I'm ready to go with the case. Everything is looking pretty goddamn good to me. But bring it on over here. I thought it was only right that we start here because why not? Yeah, y'all can't just open with this and then just leave us here, stuck with Jax in these tears. Baby, who is she crying for? Because we go from here and it's like 6 months earlier, but 6 months after the things that transpired in these two episodes, Jax seems to be crying over somebody's body. Now, looking at it, this looks like a child's room. This looks like this might be her home. I'm like, baby, this ain't Spencer. This is not Spencer. I don't think that it's that. And I also think that, it could be Ozzy. It could be Ozzy because it's giving child zero. And the energy that Jack was giving this episode, apparently Ozzy is the son she never actually wanted because we know them kids get on her nerves. We'll get into it, but I'm going to think that this is Spencer. Not Spencer, but Ozzy. Ashley, who do you think Jax is crying over in the beginning?
Girl, it could be anybody. We know how they do. This is the formula. We're going to give you a good old fast forward moment in the midst of tragedy, in the midst of her being kidnapped and held at Blicky Point. And now we're over here with somebody on the floor. We've set a precedent in this episode as well of already having Ozzy sleeping in the house. So 1+1 can equal 2 here, but I'm going to be a little bit of a ne'er-do-well and say this is that child that they continually talk about and mistreat. I'm going to say it's the daughter. Collateral damage. I'm going to say that because Lewis is coming in offering this shoulder to cry on. This is personal. So it's either her father, okay, that we saw at the end of the episode, or that daughter. This is kin. You don't cry like this over somebody who's not your family. So it's the daddy. He's probably terminal. Or it's that daughter that she called a B in the first episode. She called her out her name. We're gonna talk about it. I ain't like that.
He's probably terminal. We got all the way over there into death. Hello, the Lawrence Report. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing?
What's up, ladies? What's up? Y'all hear me?
Yes. I'm good.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna come to you since we're here. What were your thoughts just over the start of these two episodes? How are you feeling so far? And who do you think Jax is crying over here in this shot?
I thought the first two episodes, I think they knocked it out of the park. Like I said earlier, if I was thinking about the show, I wanted all 10 episodes right here. You know what I'm saying? And the person who I think she might have been crying over, I think it might have been potentially something's going to go down with her daddy. I don't know if it's going to be some type of overdose or something. I think something's going to go down with her dad.
I should hope that man didn't get all the way over here to die in her son's room and overdose. Sir, keep that over there in them streets where you belong. EJ, who is Jax crying about here?
Yes, I got a couple of options that it could be. I did think about Spence, but I was like, nah, Spence ain't here. So he's just like on the last of my, like at the very bottom that I really don't think, but I just got to keep him there because clearly this is his room. But I don't think it's him. I wanted to say maybe Naima, maybe she, got suicidal or something. Maybe, I don't know. But I also don't think it's her like all the way. So she's on the list though, not taking her off the list. But there is a character in here that we see that we don't know who she is, right? And I'm thinking this might be a long lost daughter or something of his. Well, maybe not long lost to him, but I think it's like his daughter. And maybe she's going to come, she's going to come in the family and maybe it could be her. She's like my number 2. And then the dad is my number 1.
I'm going to stick with Ozzy. I'm gonna stick. I just feel like this him because I was like, Jax, you can sleep where? Not here. Thank you so much, Chuck, for rolling up with the super chat. Happy Friday, Birdman voice to all three of y'all. Thank you. Thank you so much, Chuck. And we have Bookworm here with a super sticker. Thank you so much, Bookworm57, for supporting the live. We appreciate you. Now, getting over here. Speaking of them kids. Speaking of them kids, I thought it'd only be right to start here. There is always a narrative every single season. F them kids. F them kids. Who's kids? Baby, the way that Jax and Lewis roll around and wake up like somebody duped them into having children. Like nobody forced y'all to have these babies. These are y'all kids, and y'all do them so wrong. Like, but when she called Naima a B, like she been like a real B ever since Spencer left. How did Spencer become the good one? Because we can't stand him. Well, at least he's gone off to boarding school. But this leaves Naima here in this space to be absolutely solo dolo. Now y'all know I am a fan of giving these children the Judy Winslow treatment, having them go up a flight of stairs, and we never see them come back down again because they just have a hard time in this show working them into their narrative without them just being annoying and getting on Jackson nerves and she needs to smoke. Actually, I'm going to come to you. How did you feel when we called Naima out of her name a little bit and just the continued narrative of F the kids?
Okay, so I recorded my upload, my solo upload. I just haven't edited yet. It'll be up tonight or tomorrow. And this is the first thing that I said out of my mouth. They can never beat the charges of being terrible absentee parents. I really despise the fact that we couldn't get 10 minutes in the episode without you having something to say about these damn kids. We already got the son away at boarding school. Okay, so y'all listen to the advice we gave last season. Just get rid of them kids if you're going to mistreat them. Just get them out of here. But now this baby just got a little angsty. Y'all probably still aren't showing her any attention. Jax, you probably still don't know what time to pick her up at her after school program or who she came home with. And she walks out the door. She's acting like a little bee. Girl, go smoke your ganja, Jax, and take a chill pill. Because what's going to happen next? I'm telling you, this baby is out of there. They keep treating her like this. I really don't like it. And Lewis, the faux lock king over here, really needs to check his wife. You just lost a baby. Let's honor these children while they're still here. I don't like it. I don't like the culture. I don't like what it promotes. We could be cooking over here. If this was just a single couple in their own single world, having their battles and their fine. But leave the kids out of it. What if baby girl came back in, circled back, and heard you calling her a B, Jax? Then what? Then what? I don't like it. I don't condone it.
It's alarming for me because I feel like, are you guys going to take Naima through there? Because last season, it feels like, we had a little come to Jesus moment of we do need to be more aware and there for our kids, especially Naima, who gets the short end of the stick because Spencer was getting so much attention last season. And we even had her have that deep talk with Lewis, like, you still my baby girl. I'm still paying attention. I still love you. I'm going to do more. So for them to show up with this smoke of blunt energy, I ain't like that. EJ, F them kids.
Listen, I have no problem with an F them kid moment. She didn't call her A. She said she was acting like, which is a difference.
Same difference.
She didn't call her that. She didn't call her the actual. She didn't say she was, but she was acting like it. I mean, Naima been stank for a while though. She be acting a little. She be doing a little bit much. But I get it. Like at the same time, like it's a lot going on. Her mom is probably always at work. We know that Jack's trying, but at the same time, she's still a work in progress right now when it comes to like her being there. And this is a time when at the same time, kids want you there, but they don't want you there. Like they in that weird stage where they like you, but they don't like you. So, I mean, stuff is said. I'm not really mad at it that much. I feel like she love her kid at the end of the day, and she gonna be there for her at the end of the day. But I mean, she do be acting a little. She be doing a bit much.
We your parents, we have a little F them kids. I'm gonna say F them kids, but it's the context in which she says it and how like they give Naima a reason to kind of be in this green space and then get mad at her when she acts out.
I think the difference is they say F them kids and people say it all the time. Jackson didn't mean it. It's literally F them kids. Kids. Like, I don't give a damn.
It's always like with an air of resentment. Like, you can't tell me that Jax waited all her life to be a mother. Absolutely not. Lawrence, F them kids. How are you feeling?
So, so now that the son is off to boarding school, I'm 100% sure, all the focus I really do believe is going to be on Naima. And I also came up with this theory last night. We saw Lewis with that baby Jalen Hurts jersey, right? I got a feeling that Naima is going to discover this jersey and have a couple of questions about it. I really think that writers are setting it up for more of the focus to be on her this season, but only time will tell. And yeah, they always been about F them kids, basically. You know what I mean?
Absolutely been by F them kids. I just wish they just send her on to college somewhere. Let her graduate early. Thank you so much, Demarcus, for the $5 super chat. Ladies, who y'all got? Corey Cash, Damon Cook, or Ryan Moore? Isaac looked like a younger version of Damon Cook. I'm just gonna go with Corey Cash. I don't remember who the other folks are, but I know who Corey Cash is. I'm gonna go over there with Morris every time. Ashley,
Yeah. Yeah, who's Ryan? Who's Damon? It's Corey, absolutely. And I'm trying to see if we can get a real scene, even though it looks like he's gonna be a quick exit this season. But yeah, Corey.
does anybody know who these other two individuals are?
Was Damon the man from last? Was he from the first season? Was that his name?
Okay, Damon. Okay, Michael. Ain't nobody going over there with Michael Ealy.
He
Crazy
crazy.
Michael Ealy. It's Corey still stands. That's being corrected. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you, Demarcus. I want to assume the other one is a lawyer in this universe as well. Thank you so much for the Super Strict Girl Book 157. Thank you. Rolling up.
thank you, boo.
Twice. Blessing us twice. Okay. Now, after we leave them kids, child, because Jack's just she gonna digress from any improvement she makes as a mom every single season because we just can't have that. We can't have Jack's being a mom. That's not part of our narrative. But this is forever a part of her narrative. Jax is gonna linger in this raggedy ass temptation with whomever fine ass man that she is in adjacent to that is not her husband. Girl, please. Now, like Ashley just said, I do feel like I was like, no. Who told her to let Corey make an exit? I guess what is it, Elementary? What is the show over there? He's on one of them.
Watson.
Watson. That's what it is. Watson. This Morris got his own thing, y'all. He got to go. I was like, no, I need Morris here in this universe. But since he's not going to be, the way that we have him here in this capacity, and Jack Aston well, he's being honored at this little ceremony. I mean, I really don't want to go. I really could give a damn. I'm just gonna go because it's the right thing. Girl, you want to see Corey. You want to roll up on Corey and stunt in that green dress. Jax, she's always lying to herself about her advances and flirtatious things that she makes towards him, and he indulges in it too because we all know he wanted to rub on Jax real bad, but it doesn't just stop here. We get more of them corresponding in a professional sense and adjacent to Ozzy later, but it's always like a cut and dry way to like invite him into her space. Cause it's like here, which we'll get into later, but yeah, he's gonna stay here and you're gonna stay here too, but you're gonna stay in this hallway. You're not going, beyond, but I need you here. And then it's also like, well, I actually could use a little help sort of kind of on this case. We could work together if you want. You can sit with me if you want. I feel like she always inviting him to some cat that she's not willing to give. But the fact is, the writers continue to dangle this raggedy carrot in our face. Y'all know y'all not gonna let them rub knees, asses, and elbows together. So just leave me alone, okay? Y'all not gonna let me see Morris. Just leave us alone. EJ, why do they keep putting this in our face? Is Corey gone indefinitely?
Girl, I don't know why they keep doing this because the way that I was, listen, I know it was wrong of me to want Jax to go on over there, but I was really hoping last season. Now, see, last season, it was justifiable. I was like, I can handle it and I probably can make all the excuses I want for Jax as to why she went over there. And I would have made some. But this season, I'm like, y'all let it go. When she put that head on, I said, stop it. I said, don't do it. Don't do this right now because we don't put Jax and Lewis back in this space. We don't put them back together. If we don't put them back together, let's not go down this road again. Let's not make Jax this person, okay? Let's not do that. So I do think that we are going to get some more glimpses of him because in the trailer we do see him a little bit later when about some other stuff that's going to pop up. But I don't think that we're not going to see him in this case. But I just think he's going to do some pop-ins whenever Jax needs him, of course.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but I was like, y'all just had to give him the rude and ushering in old Joseph, aka Tommy, aka Cancel Christmas on him. It's fine. I'm gonna let it rock. Lawrence, why is Jax laying her head on his shoulder?
For Jax, I she just wants to be comfort at this time. You know what I'm saying? About this case, about Lewis, about Tony. And she literally just needed a shoulder to cry on. He was the closest covenant that could be there at the time for her. But I think why they keep flirting also with Jax and Corey is eye candy, right? They know this is going to get the views. They know this is going to get talking. And of course, in the alternate reality, all four of us can agree that Corey and Jax will be together in another universe.
This is her twin flame, Lawrence. They can't play with us like that. This is
I,
your
I know. I
baby.
know.
It's always giving like, well, what if? What if? Because and it wasn't just like I need comfort in this moment. To me,
Yeah.
this is an adjacent to Lawrence not answering. It's just like, oh, I have to deal with this and the baby mama and this and that, and oh, it would probably be so much easier if I was over here with Corey. What if? The more they keep doing this, the less I believe that she is in a happy marriage. Ashley, lay your head on my pillow, on my shoulder.
I mean, honestly, I blocked out any possibility of us going to the jungle over here last season when they played in our face the entire season as far as it relates to Corey and Jack. This is the dream team. This is always what it should have been, because there's no way you're over there with Mr. Folox. There's no world a Jax is over there with King of the Folox. I can't. And then honestly, even, and we'll get into it, I'm sure, the sounds of lovemaking over there, but this just gives steam heat. You can just see these two in the same room and it just breathes. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you want to see. But honestly, the way these writers played in my face last season, I was just like, oh, he said he left his love and the law in Chicago. He going back over there. I agree with EJ. He'll be in and out. We'll see him as an itinerant lawyer here, to help and assist in certain things. I think, nay, dare I say, I think we're going to be presented with another man this season. I'm hoping by episode 5, we get some new meat we get some new Arby's. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. Because one thing's for certain, two things for sure. Jax is going to want to get her lick back. I don't care how evolved she seems now. I don't care. Y'all done drugged this through court for a year. You spent a night at that. You went on the indecent proposal. Okay. You did all of those things. Jax wants her get back. If the writers are smart, we get new meat. We get new Arby's by episode 5. If the writers are in there doing what needs to be done.
That. Why she always gotta have a man in her face that is not her husband? Like, please. I just wish that they fully commit and give us the open marriage that we want. Let's just take it there and we can all be happy and have a good old time. Why we gotta put up this damn charade with this ride together, die together, bad marriage for life? We don't want this. We don't want this. But like even how she was trying to be all cute here, I'm so happy with you. Oh, you found someone? You over there getting your back rubbed by Essex Atkins over there in Chicago? Oh, that's wonderful. I'm happy for you, Corey. You a happy lie. You want Corey to be having wet dreams about you and waking up thinking about you all down to the office. Ma'am, please. Okay, Lord. Tony said, "I want 750,000. No, actually, I want 1.5. I need everything. I need everything. I need the clothes off of your back, Jax, for everything that I've been through. Suing for pain, suffering, loss, and Jack's entitled attitude. Jax gonna piss me off every time. Jax is gonna piss me off every time. And Tony is the other woman. But baby, deal with your man. Deal with your man, deal with your husband, deal with the cheater, the liar, the one who got you in this position along with yourself. You guys had a lot of help and you didn't need any getting into this situation to where you even have to meet and entertain Tony for a year because sadly the baby passed away. And it's been a whole girl. She always just gets so up in arms and it's the attitude and it's projected. We on our third lawyer, Jax. Can we please just talk? You're not even talking to me before you do stuff. You're just doing it because I want to win. I need to win. And she stay mad at this lady. Baby, she didn't do that. Your husband did that. Now deal with it. Jax just get under my skin with how she presents. Is Tony your problem? Yes. Is it her fault? No. Y'all invited this. Have at it. Ashley?
So here, oh God, here's the thing. What do they say? The person who has themselves as a client is a fool or something like that. Jax had this issue. She's had this season. This is one of her major character flaws, in my opinion, not as far as how she's written, but just in terms of her humanity, right? She always thinks she knows best. Like he said, you didn't just fire this one, you didn't fire several other lawyers before this. And your ego and your pride is part of the reason we can't ultimately get this resolved and couldn't have got it resolved sooner. Jax needs to keep going to therapy. I need her to go back. I need to see her on that lady couch again. Because I don't think it's stuck. I think every time we have to go into one of these meetings, it's bringing out the absolute worst in her. Tony is on one. This is all in spite at this point. This is because Jax gets in here and acts a fool every single time we do this. But yeah, 750 to 1.5 million to I'm not signing anything. You got to do this. It's like at this point, it was going to be a stalemate without this indecent proposal. But yeah, it was just all, it was a mess. I think not only was it about Jax's pride and ego, I think it was about jealousy too. Because you laid up with my husband, you got pregnant by him, and now I'm here having to clean up this mess. Because let's be serious, King of Folok's got a cute little job. It's fine. But Jax is the breadwinner. Who's paying the debt if somebody got to pay it? So I think it's kind of a lot of things compounded here. But this is on par for who Jax is and who we know her to be thus far. Her acting a fool in there, that's what Jax does.
My issue is their whole breakdown in their marriage was apart from her being that first season, that sole breadwinner and putting in all these hours, and he's feeling neglected and emasculated, and you don't care, and I'm moving out. And then we get here and we're still in that same realm of things, even though he is, from what we saw last season, we breaking in some money, the job and everything. Even now it's up and running and good. You're still making decisions and doing what you want to do without consorting me. We're not a team. It's just Jackson. I'm just here with my Polacks. Lawrence?
Yeah, Ashley, Ashley said it best. It's that pride and ego, right? When it comes to Jax, I do feel like, again, like Ashley said, Lewis does have that humanity factor about him, but something about Jax, and I guess it's the whole Tony situation that is just got her mind just goes into a whole nother level that is not necessarily good. I truly believe that right there. And for Jax, this thing is literally eating her alive. And of course, they do have to get a handle on this case because at first I thought, it's going to be smooth sailing for them. But then here comes Tony. The baby situation is definitely driving a wedge in between both of them.
It don't take much. EJ, how did you feel about Tony? And who's right here?
Listen, ain't no way I'm gonna let Tony win Jack. I don't give a darn what's happening, okay? I don't care that Lewis did what he did. I don't care about none of that. At this point right here, I'm not finna lose because I'm involved and now I gotta give up my money. I'm not finna lose. And if I'm Jax, damn it, I'm not giving you no $750,000. I'm not giving you $10,000. I felt Jax. Like, there's no losing at this point. You already done did the do. You already done played in my face. Like, all of y'all played in my face. I'm deal with my husband, but I'm also not going to let you sit up here and play in my face either. Like, no. So I'm with Jax on this one. We gotta do this right because at this point, listen, Tyra, she literally is doing this on purpose. And Lewis is just gonna let her walk all over him. No, you're not gonna walk all over him. Damn it, I'm gonna walk over him.
It's a goose hunt, though. We established early on here that it's not the money, it's the principle, and Tony wants something else. But we come in here and we pour gasoline on the situation with our entitlement and our attitude. Like, ma'am, she's just. I feel like she puts the blame in the wrong area. Like, ma'am, that man owed you something. Tony didn't owe you anything. I'm just saying, get out the other woman's face, please. We don't want to be here just as much as you do. Three lawyers is crazy. But moving on here, getting into them, because we're going to have the steam heat. They're going to try to make sure Polak and them give us steam heat. We're going to get them slow wines in the dark, as I call them, when it comes to old Lewis over here. But we got a lot of sex this first episode, especially right at the beginning. We're getting it in the shower. It's a kiki. We're kissing. We're loving. We're lusting. That's why Naima wanted them to get out of my face. Oh, this is all y'all do. You guys are always all over each other. But I feel like they maybe use this to disguise what is an unhealthy relationship. Because the lust and the sexual part is always fine as far as they're doing. We sweating to the oldies in the bedrooms. We're having a good old time. But is it just, a good loving relationship, or is it strictly avoidance? A lot of the times when they get into these combative spaces and they're disagreeing, I don't feel like they really get to the root of their problems quick enough or as efficient as they should, because we're disguising it with all this good sex. And I love you, Lewis, and I'm going to work and this and that, and then we're not in a good space. Is this a healthy relationship, Ashley?
No, 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 no. I don't think so. And I say that because it doesn't feel as though they've been to work with this. It feels like I feel like they're in a cycle, like a perpetual kind of unending cycle where things can be good, then some sort of cataclysmic event happens, and then it's fine. I love you unconditionally, Lewis. I love you so much. And then let's go have this steamy faux lock smash session in the shower. It's overkill for me. It really is. I would be more interested in these deep loving moments that we have outside of the bedroom, because the good sex of it all seems like a convenience for me. It seems like their safety net, or like this blanket that they use to kind of cover up everything. Jax is still not okay. And we saw that in this episode when he goes and spends the night. It's, let me text him. Let me make sure. I trust him though. But do you, Jack? Like, there's still something broken there that I think they can mask with this, if we're going to call it good. I'm just saying, Tony had him over there in the rodeo show.
Oh, that was
This
different.
the
Tony was
thing
hitting.
he's doing.
Tony was cooking. Backstroke, back roll, small amount back. It was cooking over there with Tony. It was. It was. He ain't never hit Jax like that. And
I'm
he
just
ain't never hit Jax like Damon. It's just we gotta take what we can get over here. They said it's cooking Ashley, so we're gonna let him cook. Because Damon was stroke city first season.
just
Pow!
saying.
PJ, is this, good sex, loving marriage, or is this a bad marriage? And we're getting to some avoidance.
I think it's like a mixture of a lot of things. I don't want to call it a bad marriage altogether. I want to call it a marriage that definitely goes through its seasons. I think marriages do go through seasons just in general. Like, you go through all these things, but I think that they haven't done all the work. I think they feel like they've done the work, but they haven't done the work. I think that they still have a long way to go. I don't think that Jax trusts him. I think that Lewis knows that she doesn't trust him. And I don't think that Lewis has done enough to make her feel comfortable enough that she can even trust him. And I think that's all going to go back to, I think they need to go back to therapy. I think that's where they need to stay until they figure it out, until they really, really figure it out. Listen, I'm all for good sex. You need to have good sex. I mean, that's going to be a part of it, but I do think that they lean on it a little bit more when they do get in these, like that one scene in particular, when there was an issue, but we didn't finish talking about the issue. We diverted to sex, and then the issue, we didn't come back to it, but it was still there. So I just think there's like this little bit of mixture in between it, but we know that Jax isn't healed, and it just, I don't know what they're gonna have to do in order to get there, but they're gonna have to get there.
I don't want no. I want these people to divorce and just be amicable. Um, Lawrence, is this a healthy relationship to you?
No, not healthy yet. I do believe they have potential. I do believe they both want to fight for the marriage at the end of the day. But going out with somebody and having a baby is a big deal breaker. I feel like all the trust at that point is gone. There's a lot to repair that broken window right there. But I mean, I do have to give Lewis points for this right here. When he was at dinner, he told Jax, "You're my best friend." I think he truly meant that. Like, I'm rooting for Lewis. Like, I would listen, if he messes up, he messes up. I'm hoping he doesn't mess up this season like he did in previous season. But I'm hoping this season he's going to turn it around. But no, this isn't healthy yet. It can be, but it's going to have a lot of work, I think, on both sides for it to truly work out.
And that's the thing. It's not, just all Lewis either. Either one of them could mess up. Like, it's very even in their marriage in that way. Very tired, unfortunately. But we'll see. Maybe this is the season of happy marriage. But this is also the season of Jax having a big seat at the table. The head of the table, she is more centered and focused in a voice down at this law firm than we have ever seen her be. Now, of course, we get into the misogyny and the microaggressions that we normally do with her in this environment, but it seems like some tables have turned because she has been so successful. Now, I wasn't sure. I looked it up. I was like, is Jax a senior partner? Like, what? Because she's a part of the decision making. She's going yes and no and yay. I was like, well, I'm not sure where that falls, but we get her along, and of course, for some real criminal law and kind of seeing this as boring. But Lawrence, I'm going to come back to you. Do you feel like the men and the women sitting at this table are for Jax, and what will this dynamic look like throughout the season?
Uh, to be honest, no. I mean, I think it's kind of mixed. I kind of feel like sometimes she's worked hard to get to where she's at, right, in that firm, right. She has just as much say so, I believe, at that table. But then again, you are in a white space in a white environment, so I kind of feel like they do hold some type of judgment against her. Sometimes you saw that joke that she said. I forgot the joke that she said, but it was kind of a little bit cringy. They all kind of gave her this strange look. But again, Jax is confident, so I don't think they see her necessarily all the time as an equal person, even though she can win a bunch of cases, even though she can bring in the big dollars for the company.
I think you told when she said, I think y'all, we know y'all all waiting on me to keep the lights on down
Yeah,
here at the farm.
right.
Ashley, what about you? How are you feeling about this massive seat at the table in these decisions making? Because are they for her? Are they not?
They're for money. They're for money. Are they for Jax? I can't say that with a straight face. They are for money, and I do believe we saw her elevation in last season. Remember, this is what she was vying for, really the seat at the table and kind of managing partner situations. And so we saw her power exerted here a little bit when, is it time for a billable bill to get that promotion? No, I worked harder for this. I was at it longer. I worked harder. So no, it shouldn't just be given to him. And so while they acquiesce to that, because she is a money maker, like we know who Jax is and the firm knows who she is and who she is, not even just in the firm, but I guess in the public eye, because she's taken on some very high profile cases and garnered success for the firm. I think that's their primary focus. Later in the episode, when we see Billable Bill come back and perform his op behavior, it's like, no, just let her cook. Like, let her cook. Like, you cool or whatever. You're Caucasian, but she's that one. So I think as long as she can maintain status and the win, they'll be seeming, they're for whatever good is good for business at this point. And as long as she's winning, I think she'll be fine. Op or not, it's always a dynamic when we get into the boardroom. Let's be very clear. When you're a woman, when you're of color, it's always a situation in the boardroom. I think as long as she's profitable, they'll stay like, oh, okay, Jax, we'll listen to you for now.
So I'm gonna come to EJ. So that means the moment that she looks unassured and messes up, they're gonna be on her like white on rice. EJ.
Absolutely. No, seriously, I agree totally with what Ashley said. She is the woman. Like, they know exactly who she is and what she brings to the table. That's why they looked at Billy the Fool like that, because he was like trying to tattletale, like, sir, why are you out here tattling? Jax knows exactly what she's doing. It worked out exactly how she said it would. She done this time and time again. So as long as she doesn't bring any type of shame to the firm, as long as everybody's winning, as long as the money's coming in, they're going to be just fine with Jax. The thing is that this is always going to be a boys club and a white one at that, and they're going to want him there and they're going to try to get him there. That's why they tried to use the whole, oh, show her your black wife, show her your girlfriend, whatever she was, show her that's going to win you some points. Like, do all of these things because they know that they need to get her approval in order to do so. I mean, Jax's name is on the thing. Like, Jax is up in there. So as long as she doesn't do something to mess that up, I think she's going to be completely fine. But, Bill needs to sit down and learn his place. Okay, Tommy? Sit down.
Hey, love, now hush up, gal. Hush up there, gal. Now, speaking of Bill, now look at here.
Tommy.
I just feel like it's Tommy in a different font. Why do they have him acting this way? He is not acting like a normal person.
No.
I look, is he a serial unaliver? Does he know where the bodies are buried? Does he have a hidden agenda outside of him trying to get this promotion and become a partner? Because it's given I have bodies in my basement. I was like, what is going on? what? Oh, I can't. I get it. If he mentions Coast Guard one more time, they're trying to give him this militant edge and this structure, and but it's something robotic and unnatural to him. I am very afraid for Jax in this law firm. Like, what? Where y'all find him at? What are his credentials? I need to know what he did in the past or whatever that case was, to where y'all felt like he wasn't ready for partner and he needs to put more time in, because it's giving weird. Like, I don't know. I don't know. We did, of course, have him rolling up. He's trying to buddy because I need the fast track. I need this promotion now. Girl, I have black friends and black kids and a black wife. Did you know that, huh? Did you know that since you got your degree and you know everything, I have a black wife. It's like, okay, yeah, I got that. And of course, she decides to bring him on, and we see the mishaps in the case later, to where he's trying to put his best foot forward. But Jax is a little anxious. She does what she's doing the most. I think she's a little irrational. Let me go and try to chummy up to the partners and let them know what she's doing, because I know they're not allowing her to act like this, even though she clearly said, this is a play. Just wait. It's going to fall into place. I know what I'm doing. He didn't take that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm going to come to you. What do you think his role is going to be here in adjacent to Jax? And how did you feel about his behavior? Because it was giving bodies in the basement for me.
Yeah, he's a Marvel villain. He absolutely is. The way he stood in his office with his hands on his, like, yeah. Every time he interacts with every time he interacts with Jax alone, he has this moment of like, yeah, I'm one step closer. All right. So it's just, everything is so villainous and sinister about Tommy Egan over here. And I wanted more for him. I really was like, okay, because I've seen him in other things. We saw him in Underground. We've seen him in other roles, and he has some range as an actor. I wanted to see something different. It very much gave, I have an ulterior motive. I'm a plant. I'm here for an unspecified reason. I said, Jack, who are his people you didn't send up river or put something on? Because he is here to get it back in blood. Billable Bill, this isn't just about his ambition and his desire to get to the top. I feel like he has a personal vendetta out against Jax. I don't know what that is yet, but he gives op behavior at every turn, and it was so quick. I said, you're not even going to give us an episode. You're not even going to give us like 2-3 episodes to like unleash. It was like, no, instantly. Well, Jax did this, but I said we should do this. Like, slow down, 10 speed. Like, you're doing a lot. But I think this is personal, and he definitely is a Marvel villain in my opinion. Like, if you go back and freeze frame his reactions as soon as Jax walked out of any room, he's like, yeah. Yeah, he's got this very severe, anyway, but it's interesting. I'm curious about what he's going to do, about what else he's going to do.
That's unfortunate. I wanted some dimension from him too. I wanted him to come in there with the partner side, because they do want to undermine Jax, and for him to, unbeknownst to them, be like an ally, or like secretly they have this expectation, and even Jax have these preconceived notions, because it's always been a white boys game. I know exactly what you came here to do. No, the moment he stepped into the office, they playing Jay-Z say hello to the bad guy. So y'all ain't even gonna waste any time. All right, hopefully this is a trick. Lawrence, how do you feel about Bill?
Yeah, that Jay-Z "Say Hello" is one of my favorite songs by him. But yeah, Bill's crazy. Bill's lost all his marbles. Did y'all see the move those odds left and right? Listen, I cannot trust Bill. Bill's a scary guy, and I hope Jax warns. I hope Jax tells Lewis, about this dude, and Lewis may have to step out there and put Bill into his place. But of course, for Jax, she was saying that, listen, it took me 8 years. How y'all giving this dude right here 6? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how it is as for us as black people, we always say, oh, you got to work twice as harder. And this man here is going to try to get in. But then, 6 years is pretty crazy. And yeah, he may do need some more experience. But again, he's going to play a major role in this season. I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be scary. And Jax better watch her back, put it like that.
Even though he was, telling and being an op, he did at least show that he could handle himself. Because I was unsure when they were in there talking to Ozzy, and he was like, well, we're going to be making the best decision. I was like, why are you, please, Tommy, please stop. I was like, are you accredited? Like, are you a real lawyer? But then when we got to them trying to give Ozzy this child star treatment and have him, come out in the black stretch, let's keep it low key. And he was playing his cards with the adjacent attorney and who was running. I was like, okay, so you do know something. You do have some cards in your hand, but he still is giving uncouth and unkept. Watch your back. DJ?
Absolutely. I don't trust Tommy. I don't trust Tommy as far as I can throw him at all because he is definitely giving Tommy just dressed up his bill, like period. But yeah, I don't trust him, and I was actually shocked to see that he did know something and that he did have a little bit of skills. I was like, oh, okay, so we're not just trying to give this to him. He does have something that and I do think that there could be some past somewhere, like something that we don't know, because who just eyes people like that? Why is he staring at her like that?
Yeah.
Like, if
So
like
weird.
just looking at her, it's like, ugh, like what is happening here? I don't know. I don't like it, and I don't like the way he looking. Like, these looks is just, he doing too much for me. But I feel like it's gonna come out, and I do like what Tyra said. It would be much better if he would end up being an ally. Like, I would love that if that was the case. But I just don't right now. I don't see it being the case. I'm more inclined to believe that this is going to be some drama from something or some old case that she just doesn't know, and it's going to come flying at her, and he's going to try to take her down, and it's going to get to the edge. But I think she will prevail.
The way they just typecast Tommy like this, it's unfortunate. They ain't gonna give Joseph no room to breathe. He's just gonna be the bad guy.
Mm-mm.
Hopefully they prove us wrong, because Reasonable Doubt has been known to switch it up and do the
Yeah,
unpredictable.
that's true.
Thank you so much, Demarcus, for the super chat. Bill Sterling trying to be the peacemaker and resemble John Cena all down at the law firm. John Cena is a stretch, but I see it. It's just it's something uncanny about him. I'm like, what? Something's off. Like, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, are you seething? I'm with y'all. Like, is there some type of plot motivation? Something in the past that he has with Jackson? It's a vendetta. Like, I feel like you're rubbing your mermaid hands together, sir. Child, we got a contractual
Yeah.
layout 50. Just take the money and run. We got a contractual one night only. Now, with it all being said and done, we went from 750 all the way to 1 mil, all the way down to, you know what? It's really all about closure. It's really personal. We didn't give her time to, grieve. You didn't speak. You wasn't there for her. Da 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 da. And we come up with this idea of a one night only contractual agreement because baby, Jax is not feeling it, which also lends to where they are in their relationship. Even though they were trying to disguise it as it's trust. Okay, I trust you, but you're gonna call me every hour. You're gonna text me every minute. You're gonna FaceTime me when I come. Don't you be over there? If I come over there, I will kill both of y'all, Lewis. I was like, this is not giving trust, Jax. It's not giving that. And who would want to give it in this moment? I this was a lot. This was a lot. The way that Tony went from 0 to 60, like overnight. Now we knew what it was, and I was like, Lewis, I'm not gonna play with you. You had one job. You go in there. Let's make sure she signs this paperwork first before we get to, getting into what we got there for. No, he's like, well, I'm gonna do that later, but first let's go break down the nursery. I was like, all right, here you go. You're letting her control the situation. And Lewis can tend to be a bit of a pushover when it's convenient. Like any other time, you're standing on business, but right now, but we understand due to situations, and we hear that he didn't go to the memorial service. He hasn't gotten proper time to grieve or get closure himself, but it doesn't lend well in this situation when you have your wife calling you and
Every
you
2 seconds.
you're in the first, you're in the phone call, you're in the FaceTime, because let me just be in this moment and be supportive of Tony, give her what she wants. But Tony wanted a little bit more than support. Tony said, I know what you came over here for. What you want to go home for, Claude? What you want to go home for, Claude? You about to give him that life upstairs treatment. What do you want to go home for? I know what you came over here for. I was like, no, I just came over here to do what I should have done in the past, be here and support you in this moment. But even with that, Tony flips. I don't have anything. You killed. I was like, oh my goodness. It's scary. It's given I could possibly take myself out. It felt unsecure. It felt unsafe, and I don't know where this leaves us. We had this moment, and later we do have Lewis acknowledge I needed that just as much as Tony did. I really hated that moment where you really have Lewis breaking down, and he's sitting on that bed with Jackson. You can tell that this is something that he's been longing to share, because I couldn't be with you like that in that space over something that happened from my infidelity. And he was like, well, yeah, I didn't sleep with her. Well, hell yeah, that's what I was waiting on. You should have told me that when you first was like, ma'am, are you understand? Can we get into the loss and try to be here and support Lewis before we're sitting here on pins and needles trying to figure out if he slept with her or not? I understand, but girl, understand the situation and read the room. I don't know what this means for him and Tony, because she just left me so like like unsure with her behavior here. But Lawrence, I'm going to come back to you. How did you feel about this?
Wow. What when I first heard the words closure, typically means we gonna smash. If I'm being honest, you know what I mean? Like I keep 100. I'm sorry, ladies. I gotta keep 100. When I heard that word closure, right? But of course, Lewis held up his end of the bargain. But I really think it may have been a ploy also to get Lewis over there because when he saw the nursery, when he saw the room, it was like just playing in his mind, like, "Yo, I may could have had this other kind of life." You know what I'm saying? And of course, we know Tony. She's having flashbacks and things start to come out to the open for her, and she starts to try to get towards Lewis and thought it was gonna get freaky. He's like, "No, that's not happening here. I just came to give you closure." But yeah, I didn't realize he really needed that as well. And he even says he messed up. He should have went to Memorial, and maybe he wouldn't have to deal with the whole Tony, her wanting money, and all those things right there. So at the end of the day, I guess not only did she need it, but I think he needed it too. But also, I really do believe that this right here is a form of for her postpartum depression. I kind of think. This is my personal opinion about it, but yeah, I guess they both needed closure.
Definitely postpartum, and I'll give her that. But it's also an air of manipulation because the way she was in her moving like this with her man. Yeah,
Right.
I themed the room like a gamer because Daddy
Mm.
was a gamer, and I know that you like I got the Jalen Hurts shirt. I'm like, baby, you was paying attention. How much time did y'all spend together, Louis? Goddamn. He said, how did you feel about this contractual one night only in Tony's behavior? And is this the last we're going to see of Tony?
Well, I'm definitely hoping this is the last we see of Tony. Listen, I don't like Tony. I don't. I never have. But here is the whole thing with me as far as Tony is concerned. I knew that this was nothing but I'm gonna try to. Because I don't know what it is, but I feel like for whatever reason, Tony also wants to one up Jax. This was a moment that if I could pull this off, like if I could get this man to do what I think I can get him to do in this moment, we grieving and da 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 da. I'm gonna run straight and tell Jax. Like I did not really feel like this was I really love Lewis this much. I mean, she was just with some other dude earlier when we saw her in the other episode. This was all about how can I get because she done tried it. She been in these little hearings. She been doing the most. Let me one up it, okay? Let me go ahead and show you what I can do with your man and let me see if I can do it. That's what I really felt about that. But I think that Lewis is always just in denial with these things. Like he acts like he can't see through this. Like from the moment she said, this is what she wanted, this is what you always wanted. It was never about the money, it was never about any of that. You always wanted to see how far you could push this. It's about wanting something that Jax has. And how can you be better? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna let it go. It was just like I hope we done with Tony. I really do. And I do agree that if Lewis had and I do get why Lewis didn't go to the memorial. I get it because everybody grieves in different ways, right? And I get that at the beginning. But if he had just did that, I do think that we might not have been here, possibly.
Wow. Thank you so much, Jamarcus, for the super chat who said Tony and if I can put it up here. Ashley and Tony can pass for sisters. Ashley, did you care to comment?
Demarcus, we just light skin. That's all that is. But
Girl, Ashley, how did you feel about this contractual one night only? Because at least we
so
got the paper signed at the end of the day. We did get them signed at
I
least.
mean, it accomplished the purpose, but immediately it was, I'll give you $1.5 million for one night with your husband, and we can call this all done. That's absolutely what it gave. Dingling was definitely on the table from the beginning. Jax actually knew that part of it. But I do want to say that this conversation does deserve some nuance in that there was life created out of this adulterous affair. So while on this side this was terrible, it was wrong, you broke your vows, Lewis, you did all of these things, there's still this life that was lost right now. And what I was thinking the whole time was, one, how you got all this time? Where is your other child? Because her other child is school age, right? Like we was picked. That's how Lewis and her knew each other. So where's your children? Where is your other child, your living child, Tony, because how do you have time? And then on the other side of that, I really wanted to understand, does Tony not have a community of her own? You ain't got a mama, you ain't got a sister. I mean, I get it, but why do I need this married man to come over and help me pack up my child's nursery? I would feel like this is a time you want to be surrounded by your community, by your mama, by your sister, by your aunties, by your cousins, by your girlfriends, that can kind of, surround you and fill you with love as you work this out. This was more about their relationship to me than it was about the baby for Tony. This was, you go back to your wife, knowing he was married when you was screwing him, but you're going back to your wife and your kids and your happy home, and I'm here alone. I don't think it was just about the baby. I think it's the fact that Tony's a thought. Like, you're over there by yourself and lonely now. Like, this was very nuanced. I can appreciate Lawrence having his moment in the morning and her walking in and saying, like, oh, the loss of this baby did mean something to him. But again, I feel like Tony internalized all this. She made this all about her and what I lost and what I'm going through, not really about the baby. Had it been about the baby, girl, you would have had your bestie over there. Y'all would have cried it out. Y'all would have prayed. Y'all would have laid on the floor, packed that stuff up, and you would have painted the room and went on about your business. You wanted that ding-a-ling. I agree with EJ. She also wanted to get something on Jax. Jax has been her nemesis before this affair. Like, it's always been a thing. So that was a part of it as well. But I like how they tried to tackle it. One thing though, I never want to see Lewis crying again. I don't.
What a man can't cry, actually,
The
Lord.
king of the faux locks and the faux locks just wiggling as he's. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
I will
it.
say,
I didn't like it.
I feel like Lewis leans into this, and even though he was trying to mirror, like, oh, I'm showing her all this compassion and sincerity, I feel like I'm partially to blame. Da 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 da. I think that this is something that he can envision for himself, the same way Jax be over there trying to smile all in Corey's face. Even though we was down at the parties at the function, having all kind of sexual escapades, this is, the potential wifey that would be more suitable for Lewis if we took it seriously. She's going to be at home waiting, doting, probably be more attentive. We're not working and doing all, like, this is that. So I think he's also kind of, he has his role to play also, but I don't know if we're not going to see Tony again, because Tony, she gives a little pinch of single white female all about Jax. I don't know. I don't know, but I see people in the chat asking about, like, where's her child, where are Jack's friends. The seasons kind of have a reset every single time we get into a new one, and storylines and characters that we maybe were invested in before, we don't really get them, here. Like the couple who was putting their house up all about was that Chanel's bail and trying to. I don't think we're going to get back into that. They just don't. Yeah, this is a new case, new case,
Well,
new people.
we might still see them because remember, her friend, Tony's daughter is Naima's best friend, which is weird all in itself. But so we might see her. I forgot about that part.
They just don't care about Naima. The way that they done kept that baby in the dark and ain't told her nothing. It is very, very trash. But we do get two new faces here, two new brown faces. We got Mercedes. This is just gonna be Mercedes. From the Pank and Cash Doll here. I do believe that Mercedes is here as like a rep, management agent capacity to Ozzy. And then we have Cash Doll here as Wendy's assistant because my girl missing. She missing. I love when she was like, she missing. Is she white? Like, oh my gosh, she's white? Well, let me do something about it then, goddammit. You didn't say she was white. You should have led with that, Cash Doll. We didn't know that she wasn't a woman of color. I thought it was one of your black ass friends. Ma'am, please. I need you to keep the same energy. But Lawrence, how did you feel about seeing these two ladies here, and how did you think they do? What roles do you think they're playing here?
I thought they did pretty good at their roles. I mean, it wasn't nothing too spectacular, I would say. Brandy coming in, as like the agent and stuff like that. Castall working with Wendy as clients and stuff like that, the stylist. There's more. I think we're going to see maybe with Castall's character, but only time will tell.
I think we're going to get more and more so with Mercedes over here. I need to learn her name on the show.
Right.
I think we're going to see more.
It says Monica.
Monica, thank you. We're gonna get more with Monica, can we call her Mercedes, unfolding as far as her involvement with Ozzy. But I think they have Cash Doll here in the capacity to just be Cash Doll, unfortunately.
Exactly.
Ashley, what about you?
I actually think we're gonna get some stuff out of Cash Doll, aka Nisha, Wendy, and the Lost Boy assistant, because she's guilty as hell. Something she liked the spotlight too quick, too much, too fast for me. Girl, you already taken to Instagram. Nothing's even been announced yet. I want to know where her boyfriend's at. It feels like a setup. It feels like you was planning this. I'm keeping my eye on you, ho. I'm watching you. I'm watching you, Monica. And then as far as Sadie's, we didn't bring her over here for nothing. We did not bring her over here for anything. The one thing I will say about Reasonable Doubt, it does just that. In every season, we have kind of this list of possibilities, and you're kind of always guessing. And I like that because I can look at these two and be like, these are two suspects. The Monica's character could have been pissed, like, oh, he's going to actually be with Wendy. We can't do that. We're about to ink the biggest deal of his career. This is going to be major. Let me go talk to her real quick. So she's a suspect in my mind. Damn, Nisha's a suspect in my mind. They all have motive, right? I'm the assistant to this stylist to the stars. That means I can take your clients too. I'm watching both of them, Tyra. I'm watching both of them. I think we're gonna see more from them. Cash Doll, she was in DR from Detroit. I see her over here. She's doing what she does. I'm interested. This is not the last we've seen from her. This is not the last.
EJ, did Cash Doll just pull up here to say these ninjas for everybody, or is she actually gonna be doing something? And what about the Monica, aka Mercedes?
Okay, yeah, you like me. I was calling them Mercedes and everything. They tell me they Mercedes. They don't be who they are in Cash Doll. But I will learn the names, right? But seriously, no, I 100% agree. Mercedes, ooh, Monica is a suspect. I don't care what nobody say. I think it's either Monica. I also think it could be Cash Doll as well. I think that these two are prime suspects for this particular crime. I don't like how Cash Doll was on there. What is her name, y'all? Y'all find her name and let me know. I don't like how she was on there all in the camera. I mean, she was so animated with everything. This is not the person that's out here. Your friend is missing. You're not going to be this animated with it, girl. No, I don't trust that. And then, of course, the way that they keep babying this boy, the way that she keep popping up, shit, they smashing. And you look at the trailer, then you know. But you can tell that from the jump, you can see it. Like, there's something more going on with them, the way she looks. So, yeah, all of them. And that little sister. She ain't off my list either. She ain't saying nothing, but she on the list.
Everybody's a suspect here. I'm gonna let Cash Doll rest, but I definitely think Monica is. Yeah, I'm looking at you. I think Cash Doll just want to be seen. Yeah, where her man at? I was like, why is she yelling into the camera like that? But we get into Lil Ozzy here. AK, I was like, why he look so familiar? I was like, oh, he was over there in rap-ish, over there having a good old time with his little cute self. But child star Ozzy, we get into these first impressions. Immediately, I was like, what's wrong with him? Immediately, I was like, what's wrong with him? We meet, everybody surrounding him. He's giving, that old school, more so Disney Channel star who's about to embark on a career. But, it seems like the apple fell very far, and everybody around him, for me, was giving Handler. I'm nervous, and we'll get into the behavior he displayed in a minute. But instantly meeting him and I was like, why this person looks so familiar? I was like, oh, that's Rumi. That's Rumor over there looking like her daddy, Bruce Willis. I was like, girl, I knew your face. It's giving Bruce Willis in the face. It's giving Demi and Bruce. I was like, y'all baby's here. That's nice. It's nice to see her. But we get into NDAs and public perception of what it would be to have Wendy in your space. And it's like we're walking around something. We're saying something without saying it. It seems like it's more than just public perception and family obligation. And you can't mess up this opportunity. Because remember, I was the one who was there. Baby, when Mama called Wendy blank bucket snow bunny, I was like, oh my God, ma'am. I was like, okay, this is personal. This is personal. This is more than her just being, older and being with your son and you don't get it. This is something personal that she's done and you don't want her around and you feel like she's taking control. Because if he rolled up in the house and said, we don't want to do this and we're not doing that because Wendy and I feel like I should be here. Yeah, something's getting into your ear. Lawrence, what was your first impression of Ozzy and everybody who was surrounding him? Because we were handling him with kid gloves in a sense of what you would do with a child star because you're the breadwinner, but something about it was giving that he's not okay up here.
Yeah, Ozzy was that traditional, in my personal opinion, like a '90s kid star who's trying to break away from TV and go to a bigger market, become a movie star. But of course, being in Hollywood, you kind of can get turned out being a child star so young. The family's all in; it's a family business, as a mother would say. And yeah, he did fall in love with this white woman, a white girl by the name of Wendy. The mom and them ain't too happy about it, and there's that one scene where he's screaming, right? He's going crazy. That lets me know this brother was definitely into some domestic violence type of things when it came to Wendy. But then again, he has a couple of secrets that he's not even talking to people about, which I know we'll talk about that closer to the end as we talk about him. But yeah, loose screw. He's basically he has on a Hollywood mask right now. Put it like that. And eventually, this mask is slowly coming off.
EJ?
Yeah, Ozzy got some screws loose up in here somewhere. Something is wrong with Ozzy for sure. I don't trust Ozzy, although I do not believe that he did this because, well, you know what? Because they tricked me last time on that first. You know what? I ain't gonna go there just yet. I'm gonna hold this one. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on speculation of him. I need more information first so I can get more into the case. But for now, I just think he a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like I do think that he's crazy, and I think that he's definitely hiding something, and that there is something else that's going on. Especially with that phone call, whoever Adam was, I think it was Adam or somebody. And yeah, so I do think that they know that something is wrong with their son too. Like I think that they manage him because he needs to be managed. That's
Yeah.
what I really think.
Mm. Ashley, first impressions of Ozzy?
So immediately, why will Mama over here from Bel Air? That's what I want. I say she everybody mama now. She everybody mama now. She everybody mama. But no, honestly, when I first saw him even appear, I was like, who? Again, I was like, who is this? Who is this? Who is? And I was like, okay, this is Kyle Berry. But no, this is so waves coded and so Kelvin Harrison Jr. coded. His performance, the way he hold his mouth even. I said, did you study Kelvin Harrison? If you haven't seen Waves, Tyra made me watch it. Go watch it, y'all. But it's completely unhinged. And I like how we're tackling not only like the pressures of being a child star with all this pressure. Like he said, I'm feeding everybody. I'm feeding my mama, my daddy. Everybody's on my payroll in my family. I'm supporting that. And I enjoyed the scene with the mirror. Like, I think he's really doing his big one in this role. I feel like it stretched him because it really, to me, personified a person who's never known themselves. Like before he's going to turn himself in and he's in the mirror, like how he's going to respond, how he's going to react. It's like I'm teaching myself, I'm training myself how to act in this moment because I don't even know who I am in this moment. And I really like that. And I hope we explore his mental health more because that's definitely just cracking, just cracking. But I love that for him. I like how he's being handled now. As far as him and his elder Wendy and the lost boy, it doesn't make sense to me. I said, is she feeding him something? Is she lure him to the woods with a treat? Because it doesn't give that they were in a romantical relationship to me. And, no disrespect to you said that's Demi and them. Listen, no disrespect. But it really gave Wendy and the lost boy. I don't know, like I said, if I believe that. I don't know if there's even been violence before then because even her response to I'm not them hoes that be in your DMs on Instagram. She's used to talking a certain way to him without any forethought. I'm very curious about what this piece of intel the mama gave him. So
Yes.
is it true? Is it true? Is it true? That's the key we didn't get and what I think will let us know further what happened after that. But yeah, I enjoy this actor. I think he's doing a great job over here. I'm interested to see what else he can do.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Actually, I was gonna talk about how I made her watch it. I suggested that
Made me watch it.
y'all watch Waves. It's going under the radar. It was good. What happened to Wendy? Now we get into this outburst, like Ashley said, like I was like, oh my God. Hey, I think can that worse? I was like, oh, okay, all right. Something's wrong. I really feel like we're gonna be getting into his mental health. I feel like it's more than him just being an entitled little bratty spoiled child star who's used to getting everything he wants and you don't walk away from me. I'm still I was like, Well, we know we had to sell it here to paint that narrative that, well, it could have been him. Did you see these outbursts and how we were going? But he's coming out here to confront her with something Mama said, and is it true? I don't know. I feel like Wendy was probably laying it low and spraying it wild with Daddy. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I don't know. Daddy is just kind of. I don't know because Daddy was giving Uncle. I don't know. So when it was confirmation like that, he's the father. I was like, oh, you're the dad. I don't know. It was. I feel like maybe it was some of that. Like before you try to put a ring on it, baby, Wendy is for everybody. She is not just for you. But we found out Fat Meat is greasy. We have him here trying to tell Jax what to do, where to go. When baby, you called me in the heat of the night. You called us over here. But yeah, I'm not doing that. Well, why should I have to do that? You're acting like a usual suspect. You're not doing anything to shed any light on you not being guilty. None of this is working in your favor. You need to do this, this, and this by tomorrow morning if you want to change the narrative. Yeah, I'm just gonna let it play out. Yeah, we had to have the cops bust down the door damn near and come in with the warrant. There is so much evidence against him in this situation, baby. Jax is working overtime and working all kind of magic just all the way in the beginning. So I don't know how deep this is going to go. But we go from it just being, a missing white woman because Cash Doll was on the news and say, "Wow, man, at? Huh? Where he at?" Yeah, we were beyond that. She's not just missing anymore. She's found and she's dead. And we, of course, have to deal with that later. But we need to find out what happened to Wendy and why. EJ, what do you think happened to Wendy? And do you feel like at this moment that he did it or didn't do it?
So at this moment, I don't feel like he did it, but I'm not taking him off the table, okay? I won't make that mistake again. And I think that Wendy got caught up in something. I think that Wendy is up to something else. And I think that whatever it is got her gone. But I just don't know exactly, we ain't got all the clues just yet. But I'm on the case like Scooby Doo. I'm here.
Yeah, we most definitely. I think she has some type of hooks into something because when I confront you with whatever Mama said and your immediate answer, so you don't. So if you don't trust me, just say that. No, you didn't confirm or deny whatever the hell it is. Ashley, what is it? What did Wendy do, and how did you feel this played out with Ozzy not taking none of this serious at first?
I mean, he is a brat. Like I mean, that's just who he is. He's used to having everything he's ever wanted. He's been a household name for forever, and he's used to that treatment. And Jax is gonna Jax every single time. You're gonna do what I say, or there's no other option, right? And so that was par for the course. I feel like Wendy has done some dirt. Wendy and her lost boy have been out here. She either did some CORN, okay? She either did some of that. DeMarcus, I wouldn't run it by. I wouldn't run it by. I wouldn't.
Gender. This is how she looks. This is a woman.
I'm just saying it could be a thing. You never know. Secrets come up to roost. But honestly, it's probably something more nefarious. Probably it could be related to some dark, seedy underbelly of the fashion world there in LA, or it could have been just about her past. Something that maybe she's not proud of that she did in her past. But honestly, I feel like there's other people vying for her spot. Instantly, I thought the mama, right? Like that was like number one on my suspect list because she had a lot to lose. He's firing me. She's going to be the manager now. She's taking my spot. You want my spot, Flash? You ain't going to get it because you ain't got it. So listen, that's my number one. Mama is my number one suspect at this point. When they found the body, at first I was like, okay, maybe she run off and hid. We saw that last season. They was doing a lot of drive-offs and hiding in the wilderness. When we found the body, I was like, okay, somebody wanted her spot because this little argument outside in this suburban neighborhood doesn't give, I'm going to unalive you right here and then move the body to another location. So somebody was watching the altercation, followed Wendy, said, this is my time, this is my shot. And did their biggest one. But yeah, it's something. It's something about her past or somebody wanting to be where she's at. And to me, Mama makes the most sense.
I don't know. I don't get because I felt like it was I think 3 times in between the first episode and this one where he's making sure that he's not drinking. And I'm like, if you're not drinking, I feel like he's on medication. I feel like something's wrong. I feel like maybe if even if he did do something, it wasn't, intentional, or maybe he was off his rocker, off his meds. Like something is off with him beyond him just being a child star. I don't know. It's some weird. Lawrence?
Like Ashley said, the prime suspect for me, I really do believe, is the mother. The other person I'm going with is Cash Doll's character. When we talk about somebody else possibly replacing Wendy, I think it could be her because she could be in it necessarily for the fame and figuring out a way to rise to the top. I really don't think that Ozzy killed his girl, but at the same time, he does need to listen to what Jax is trying to tell him. Jax literally lays out an itinerary, basically telling him of what he needs to do, the protocols. Of course, he doesn't listen. He's spoiled. I think it's the mom. The mom said, listen, we built this right here from the ground up, and I'll be damned if I'm going to let another white woman come in and try to take what we've done.
The Snow Bunny, child.
Nobody.
We're gonna see. I don't want it to be him because I feel like if it is him, it'll be too close to Sean Patrick Thomas' character in the first season to where it was kind of like a personality, this type of shift in disorder to where Jax was thinking one thing and expecting one. No, it's not him. He couldn't possibly do that with her giving this. Oh, he's just giving me Spencer. Like, girl, this is not your son. So when we got here, I said, excuse me, y'all just really don't give a damn about Naima, do you? Y'all just don't care about the baby all off in that room. This immediate, you can stay here. What? Well, I don't care if you're taking him on as a client. Jax always does this and digs herself into a hole every single season with her cases. She gets too personal and too close to these clients, and it festers into something different because you're too close to the case and you're supposed to just be being professional. Even though she's, intelligent and she wins this way because they are like this and we're building that relationship, baby, he did not need to stay here. He did not need to stay here, but immediately she is coddling him into this, even though he said, like, oh, you were the one person there to tell it like it was, and you didn't coddle me like everybody else around me. I need you on my team as my lawyer. I'm going to do whatever you say. But in this moment, she immediately went into mommy mode. Because he's young and it couldn't possibly be him. And I immediately believe you. I know you didn't do this. Regardless of that, he don't need to stay in your home, Jax. I don't care if we did have Morris the Chestnut standing guard in the hallway. I did not like this. I locked Naima's door. She was fine. I didn't like this. But we found out it's real, and maybe you're going to jail. We coast him through this and give him the terms and conditions of exactly what he needs to do. It feels like he got out just as quickly as he went in there because celebrity, but I'm going to be here with you to breathe through this. In the midst of this, you see him getting ready to go on down to the jail, and it's giving multiple personalities. Like, are you okay, sir? You're clearly not, and it's giving unhinged, and I don't know what that means for her to be so close. Hopefully, this was the first and last time that he gets to spend the night all up in Jack's house. Ashley?
Yeah, and I told you I liked this scene. I like this scene because I don't think this young man knows who he is. There's no doubt he's battling some sort of mental illness, which is a reason why you get him a hotel room under an alias and you don't bring him in your house with your child. Talk about the doors. What's that door gonna do? If he wanted to get in there and he got blickies and things, what's a lock gonna do on the door? Jax just doesn't have, use your common sense, Jax. Sometimes I just look at her and just shake my head because at the end of the day, it's still F them kids. I can manage it better here. In the morning, we can wake up and then not only that, but he's presenting as one who has a mental health crisis going on. He really needed to be in somebody's psychiatric unit in this moment. He's spazzing. No, just relax. Just calm down. And it makes me nervous, the fact that Jax doesn't recognize that this is an unstable person in the moment. And Corey can't protect you if it were to go down. Like, Corey can't what Corey gonna do? Like, make better choices, Jax. Like, I get it. It's my client. I believe him. But girl, we don't know. You have a track record, and we know you can't trust your gut all the time, Jax. He would have been in a polite hotel under an alias. Corey could have stayed there with him just to watch over, and I would have been here with my baby. That's what I would have done.
Corey was like, are you sure about this? What the hell you mean you can stay here? Yeah, you're going to stay here too. EJ, you can stay here in my house.
Hell to the no, no, no. No, that's a big old no for me. He should have been at a hotel somewhere. I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know him. And we have been tricked before. We have been fooled before, into thinking that something was one way and it was a whole nother way. We don't have enough information about him. We ain't done no real research on him. We ain't sent, can't think of his name right now. We ain't sent him on the case just yet. So no, we need to get him to a hotel room. We can do it on the low low. I mean, if you feel like, y'all need to sit outside the door at the hotel room or whatever y'all need to do to keep him there, if that was the problem, then do that. But not with my child and not in my house. No.
Lawrence, did you feel like this was okay that she was doing the Lord's work by letting this young man, this young, strong black brother, stay at her house?
Not Jax telling Ozzy to pack a spend the night bag. Come on, Jax. That is not just so unprofessional. You got your daughter right there too. You know what I'm saying? And we don't even know if this dude is really a killer. I mean, we saw the dude with the marks on his chest. He's slapping himself in the face. We know he's not right. Jax, you can't get too personal to this case. This was a very, very bad move.
She disappoints me every single turn. Because at least think about Naima. I could understand if she wanted, I'm gonna go here, but don't allow this man, this unhinged individual, to sleep down at your house. So by the time we even go in the bathroom before we get into the ending of this episode, baby, it's giving, they're trying to set him up. I said, okay, you guys are laying it on too thick. It can't be him because y'all working real hard to make it look like it is. it could possibly be him, baby. We're not only unhinged and giving some type of personality, mental health type situation, the family being handlers trying to hide something that is really affecting him. And like Ashley said, he doesn't know who he is. We got looks to be like some defensive scratches on her chest. The slaps hurt around the world, and he calls somebody in here and say, "Hey, I need you. I need you to come forward. I need you to come who? I don't know. I should hope that he's not masking anything because the way that we wanted to attach ourselves to Wendy, I think it would be too easy for him to be a homosexual. I'm not gonna go over there. Couldn't be that. But I feel like he is hiding something. Actually, who is he talking to on the phone saying, I need you to come on and come forward? And did these wounds mean anything to you? Because he's trying to talk himself down. It's like he's trying to suppress something. And how'd you get these scratches on your chest?
It looked like combative wounds. It looked like somebody scratched you to get you up off of him is what it looked like to me. But I think it's too easy. I think it's too easy and too simple if it's him. And they never really do that over here in Reasonable Doubt. So I don't think it's him. And the thing about him is, while I think he's handled very carefully by his family, he's got other people in his circle. He's got to have some actor friends, probably a male assistant, a driver, somebody we haven't met yet. And so I don't think whoever was on the phone, Adam or whoever that was on the phone, I don't think we've met them yet, but they have tea. They've got some intel or information. Could this be someone he had hired to watch Wendy for him? Ozzy seems like a very insecure person who kind of wants to know about the people he's interacting with, or his family does. This must be somebody he trusts implicitly. So maybe a best friend, maybe a male handler that the family's hired. Girl, I don't know. I don't think we've met them yet, but I'm excited to.
I was
Who you calling?
I thought it was boyfriend. I didn't know. I need you to come forward because if you come forward and say you my man, they know I went over there with Wendy like that because I was rubbing on you. EJ, who was on that phone, and did you feel like, oh, it was him because you saw these scratches and his behavior in that bathroom?
Nah, I honestly do not think that this show is going to give us the same story twice. So I don't think that 100%, like, I'm just not going to take it off the table. That's the thing. I don't want to be fooled, so I don't want to take it off the table. But my first thought was, no, it's not him because they're not going to do this again. But he did get into a fight. That's why I was like, he probably got into a fight with that girl or something. But he walked away and somebody else came afterwards. That was my literal first thought.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's him. I think he's troubled, and I do think that it's him in that first clip that Jax is crying over, and it's something, oh, we didn't realize something until it was too late. We didn't know how bad he was, and the family is clearly hiding something and putting his career first when something's clearly off. But Lawrence, Alex is on the phone, or Adam's on the phone. Do you feel like he did it even a little bit?
No. I don't think he did it. He was talking to his boy. I'm assuming Alex. I'm pretty sure in a future episode, just my guesstimation, we probably will end up seeing where those scratches came from. Did he come from Wendy, or did he do it to himself? Because he is crazy enough to do something like that, right? So I guess time will tell in the next couple episodes. We'll find out the truth about who this Alex guy really is.
We'll see. I think it's going to get even worse because he was doing his good acting in this bathroom. I said, "Oh, he gonna take us through that. You better perform, sir." He said, "This is my moment. I'm trying to get some roles." But we end off this episode. I knew it was coming. The way she randomly brought him up as Pookie, the crackhead down in the city, because yeah, you weren't really a dad. I don't know if he's an addict, if he's okay. I don't know. I ain't seen my dad, and I don't know when. Daddy just pops up at the door. I love y'all in the chat. Talking about Lewis didn't have enough to say about him being all in there when they don't care about the baby.
Lewis don't say nothing.
They don't care. But in the midst of us talking, Daddy comes and knocks on the door. I said, y'all just gonna make this man a perpetual addict in every role.
Every role.
No, he was
What
open
being
up
Mary
the
Jane,
drugs
brother?
and being Mary Jane. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We gonna keep, recycling these people. But get your work, sir. We have never heard anything, all that great about Jax's dad. I think it's interesting to see how this is going to go. But he has, from what we've seen, he stood her up, in the past several times, and he just was never present, even when it seemed like he was on the up and up and no longer on any drugs. So I don't feel like he came here for anything good. Especially this actor, I just feel like it's all gonna be bad. Lawrence, what do you think this daddy showed up here for?
Well, we've always seen Jax's mother, and all of a sudden, here comes her dad. A blast from the past for Jackson is not going to be good, and I can't wait to see what kind of havoc he's about to unleash. Is not going to be good. I think he's going to put Jax to even more stress. I think he's going to have some type of sob story that's going to linger for about maybe an episode or two. So we'll just have to see what the father is going to bring to the table with the dynamic of Jax.
Mm-hmm. I definitely think I'm more interested to get some more intel on Jess because we know how much damage was brought to her via her mother. I want to get it all with the daddy too because she has a weird relationship. I think this relationship she has and adjacent to her dad fell over into her relationship as a lawyer with her clients, all the way over into her choice and men and how we was even over there with Damon in the first place. Ashley, what this man here for?
Girl to die. Like I said, he finna be the one in the bedroom, laid out on the carpet, bleeding out or whatever, or overdosing, I'm sure. But no, here's the thing. She has such a storied past with fathers and people who represent fathers. We know her stepdaddy and all the mess he did, and mama not wanting to believe it. And now we have a true, the bio dad come through who still just kind of is problematic, but in a different way. I think this is going to just worsen her mental health throughout this whole thing. Because like I said, I need to see her on that lady couch. We had 2 episodes. I expected to see her at least once on that lady couch. Girl, it's only a year out. We're not past this. We're not past all of the events, even of season 1. That was extremely heavy. And now, you're confronting your mother and dealing with the passing of this, PDF, and now we're over here with a crackhead daddy. Like, what else? What more? I don't need this right now. And where are you gonna stay, sir? Where are you gonna stay? I think it's ultimately gonna end tragically. He again is one of my theories who's laid out in the baby room 6 months later.
Yes, ex-addict daddy. I mean, is that not what he is showing up here as we? EJ, what's up with this ex-addict daddy?
Girl, that's the first thing I thought about too. I said that's the Mary Jane daddy. But anyway, or brother rather, but old girl daddy. But anyway, I was like, I think that's him. Like, I think it's going to be him that's on the floor. I think it's one of 2 things. Although you are making a strong argument, Tyra, for old Ozzy, you making a strong argument, but I'm still going to go with the daddy. I think it could be him, or like I said, maybe even this other person that we don't even know that much about. But it is going to be. But I'm gonna stay with the daddy. I'm gonna stay with daddy. I gotta pick a side. I'm gonna stay with the daddy on this one. The daddy is gonna be the one that's in there. And I hate this for Jax. I hate that Jax has to go through so much. It feels like she has to be this person in order to be able to like just function. Like every time you turn around, she's going through something. And it always has to do with some other person. And I think between her mom and her dad, like she just don't stand a chance.
Y'all better get that door over there. It's giving well appointed home. But getting to the ending, I'm gonna come to Ashley first because she hates giving them
Oh Lord, no, I don't know.
for the next episode.
I honestly think Billable Bill is going to step on Jax's toes in a very forward way in this next episode, and it'll probably be in whatever, you know how they have to do like voir dire and all that stuff, preliminary enter a plea. I think he's going to step on her toes. He's already made arrangements with the prosecuting attorney, so I really think there's going to be something. You know, she don't like that, so I think a clear line will be drawn in the sand. Season 3. That girl, this is not your friend, and something else more nefarious is going on. I also believe that we will see Ozzy unravel even more. I think we're going to see him really start to kind of go into a darker place, and I think we'll even start to see the true colors of some of his family. And I'm predicting we're going to meet at least 2 new characters next episode. At least 2.
I don't know. I don't have so much predictions for episode 3, but it did feel like we were putting a lot on, like, I guess the racial imbalance in this episode and that separation.
OJ.
Yeah. Even when we, it was a missing white woman, high alert. But I think they're going to tie that into Jack and the treatment and whatever she's experienced at this firm. I don't know if we're going to end off the season with her still at this firm. Because we have Lewis in this episode talked about, Lewis, he has this independent thing, and he was talking about, it's nice to be in a space with your own, and, I had to hire, get a fellow black in here, and it's like, yeah, I fully understand, and maybe Bill will be the wake-up call for that. I don't know. I feel like this firm is really going to try to test her. EJ? You muted? Oh.
Yeah, I was muted. Yeah, honestly, I think that Jax is not going to be at the firm at the end of the day. I think Jax is going to go and start her own thing. I think that's the direction that we're heading. I think that they are going to do something. Like there's going to be, we already know there's going to be some shenanigans going on, but I think that Bill is definitely going to be a part of this. And that they're gonna do something, and Jax ain't gonna be here for it, and she gonna take her assistant and her little dude that do what he do. She gonna take them all, and that's gonna be it. And then just as far as everything else, like predictions for the next episode, I do think that we're gonna get introduced to the character that I keep talking about, the girl. I think she's gonna pop up, and I really think that we're gonna get more into Jax's story. I feel like every season we unravel like a little piece of her, and I think we're gonna get some more pieces by introducing the dad side of the story. And as far as like anything else, I don't know if we're going to. I don't know, because I feel like the Naima thing, I feel like they're building this up for there's going to be some more contention in the family again. She gonna find out about this baby. It's gonna happen, and I believe they're kind of building us up for this as well. But I don't know if it's gonna happen next episode. Maybe one after that.
I know that better not hurt Naima. I know that. Don't do that. Leave that baby alone. Let her have her moment, but don't do nothing else. Lawrence, what about you?
I really don't have any strong predictions, but I do know this right here. It's just a matter of time, which this probably will happen in the next episode. They're probably going to set up. I'm just waiting to see when Bill is going to step on Jax's toes and how that possibly can throw the case in limbo. I'm also interested to see how this is going to work out with the partners. When is Jax going to find out about how Bill has been going behind the scenes trying to navigate his way through the firm as a snake?
Oh yeah, he's building up a case. Like, did y'all see when we know about that. It's gonna take something where it's like, oh, okay, now that's different. And then I think they're gonna start to question her. But you guys, that was the review for season 3, episodes 1 and 2. Be sure to leave your commentary down below, like, hype the video, all that good stuff, and let us know your thoughts. Ashley, anything you want to say to the people?
Awesome. Thanks so much for being here. Don't forget, immediately following this video at 9:15 EST, we will be getting into the morning show, season 4, episode 1's premiere, which was cooking. Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa, is over there. So be there. We will also be diving into Tulsa King, the third season. Season 1 review will be up immediately following Task's review on Monday night. So be up for those lives. I'll be uploading all this weekend too. So please make sure you're subscribed, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And thank y'all for coming through and supporting the live tonight.
Y'all heard what she said. We'll be right back. EJ? Are you muted, EJ?
Dang it. I keep muting myself. Listen, this was fun. This was great. As far as my channel is concerned, we did talk about Wednesday on Wednesday. So if you're into that, definitely go check that out. And we are doing Zatima every week. So definitely check that out if you're into Zatima. And then I actually be talking about Reasonable Doubt again. I do have my review up for Reasonable Doubt as well. So if you want to check that out, definitely go check that out. And family business. I did a video over the family business, so definitely go check that out. And I'll have some more stuff coming up here real soon. Thank you guys. This was fun.
Thank you, EJ. And Lawrence.
Yes, this was my first time on this channel, so thanks again, Tyra, for the invite. Ashley as well, EJ as well. It's been awesome working with you ladies. I did my review about this episode 1 and 2 yesterday, so feel free to check that out. And like EJ said, I will be going live again to talk about Reasonable Doubt, I believe on Monday. So yeah, this is my main focus that I'm covering right now. So if you're a big fan of Reasonable Doubt, make sure you subscribe. I got y'all.
Y'all be sure to go over there and support everybody here, especially if you enjoyed the new faces that you got. As Ashley said, we will be back in like 15 to 20 minutes or so. So be there. When I tell y'all the morning show is cooking, it's cooking. We had a good time over there, and I cannot wait to talk about it with Ashley. But thank you guys so much, and everybody have a good night. We will see you next time for more Reasonable Doubt.
She said she my eye, but I don't know her. Had to look her up. I know that I'm rich, but I can help it. I'm good as fuck. I've been on these neck so long, sometimes I forget stuff. I can put you in my business. You might wish me dead tomorrow.